to the Toastmaster Technopark chapter meeting, handing over to Toastmaster Arathi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manisha, for opening the meeting. Dear Toastmasters and guests, welcome to the 22nd meeting of Technopark Toastmasters. Manisha, I will be making you a co-host. Can you also, can you please help with spotlighting as required?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. So this meeting is going to be a special meeting because we wanted to make sure that everyone gets an opportunity to speak. And what better way to speak than to try your hands at extempore. And in Toastmasters, our favorite event, Tabletopics, is the best avenue for that. So we thought we will dedicate today's meeting to make sure that we get enough exposure to table topics, how to ace at table topics. And we will have a practice session. We can freely try that out in a very comfortable environment here. And before we do that, let us also look at the rules or guidelines or tips and tricks to help you ace at Toastmasters. So that is how this program for today is designed. Before we start into the meeting, we have two guests who have joined us. Can I request the guests to be on video and then come online to introduce yourself for a minute? You can state your name, where you're working, and how you heard about Toastmasters. All right. Can I first invite Liju to come on video?
Just give me a moment.
Yeah. And next I will invite Pamita.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes,
See me?
Yeah.
All right. So my name is Liju. I work with Allianz. And what was the next question?
How did you get to know about Toastmasters?
Okay, my brother-in-law is very active in Toastmasters, so he said you have to go and join.
Okay, where is he a member of?
He's a part of the Chennai.
All right. Okay, very good. Thank you, Liju. Great to have you here. Is this your first Toastmaster meeting?
Yes, it is.
All right, welcome. So today's session, we would be inviting guests to speak. I request you to grab that opportunity and enjoy the session. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Now, can we have Pamita to introduce herself?
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes.
Arathi, okay. So good morning all. I am Pamita, working in Quest Global Technopark. We had this Toastmasters in actually Nest when the Quest before acquiring by Quest, acquisition by Quest in Nest, we had this Toastmasters club in-house, and later I have heard about this Toastmasters from HR and also from Arathi. I know Arathi is completely into it for past couple of years. Yeah, so she has asked me to join as guest for this session just to have a feel of it. So
thank you. Thank you, Pamita. Thank you for inviting my last minute invite. True to an IT professional, I called her last minute and she had to drop her breakfast, lunch and everything to be here. I hope this session is worthwhile. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
So today's session, how we have arranged. Let me look at the other attendees. Hi, Arunima. It's nice to see you here. Jafar, Pasumai. Nice to see you all. Let's hope that we will have a very interesting and interactive session today. So how we have organized our meeting today, as I said, it would be a series of education programs, and then we will have some practice sessions on the table topics. For the benefit of the guest, I would tell you what is the format of this meeting. First of all, we would have a set of evaluators who is headed by a general evaluator. And today's evaluator is Toastmaster Radhika. The general evaluator and her team helps evaluate the meeting and give feedbacks to the participants. So before we start the meeting, let us look at the people who will be playing the role, and they will come forward to explain the role. So Radhika, today's tag team, timer is Radhika. I forgot to tell you that. Our counter and grammarian would be Smita. All right, over to you, Radhika, to explain your general evaluator role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arathi. And for the new role of general evaluator and the timer, is it? And I'm just looking at the roles that we have to play. So my role as a general evaluator is to evaluate and listen in and give feedback for the proceeds of the day. So I have a team, a tag team to support me, tag, timer, our counter, and grammarian with me. So I was just looking at the tag team, and I would call upon the timer.
Who is yourself?
It's myself. Okay, thank you so much. And so the timer role is to keep a stopwatch on each speech and also each evaluation that happens today. So for the table topics speakers, the time allotted is 2 minutes. So 1 minute is when you will get to see the green background. And when you reach 1 minute 30 seconds, you will get to see the yellow background. And then when you reach the 2 minutes mark, you will get the red background. So keep an eye on my screen and spotlight my screen so you know that you are speaking within the time frames. So 1 minute is when you get the green signal. So for others, I will again, evaluators will also, we do not have a prepared speech, so I don't have to go there. But for other evaluators, GE and other roles, there is a 2 to 3 minutes timeline that is specified for giving feedback. So I will count that time as well. And then we have the R counter. So Toastmaster Arathi, would you like to invite the R counter to the call?
Yes.
To
Smita?
explain the role?
Smita.
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster
Smita.
and Toastmaster Arathi. My first role for today is an R counter. The purpose is to record any overused words or any filler sounds used as a crutch by anybody who speaks during the meeting. In my log, I will record overused words or filler words like and, but, so, and So end of the meeting, I will come up with my report. So that will be like a feedback to you, and keep a watch next time when you speak to reduce these filler words in your speech. My second role for today is grammarian, where I will record all the good usage of English, good phrases, words, idioms, etc. And also not so good usage and incorrect pronunciations and grammatical constructions. I'm also supposed to introduce the word of the day. Today, we have decided to go with an idiom instead of a word. Idiom, as you all know, is a phrase or a group of words established by usage as having meaning, which is not same as those of those individual words in the phrase. One simple example will be a piece of a cake. Creating reports using Excel is a piece of cake, means it is quite simple. That's what it means, but it's not like a piece of cake actually. So that's what the idiom is all about. And today, the idiom we are going to use is grab the bull by the horns. The meaning is to approach, confront, or deal a problem or a difficult situation directly and with clear, confident action. Few usages. I've been complaining about being out of work for too long, and it's time to grab the bull by its horns and go find a job. Another one is she decided to grab the bull by the horns and try to solve the problem without any further delay. Now, let us overcome our inhibitions, grab the bull by the horns, and put our best step forward today. I'll be back with my report towards the end of the meeting. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Radhika.
Thank you, Smita. That is really interesting. Grab the bull by the horns. That is exactly what all of us are trying to do. And so by the end of the session, after the table topics discussion, we will come back and give you the feedback that you are waiting for. And thank you. And over to you, Toastmaster Arathi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Radhika. And thank you, Smita and Radhika, for grabbing the bull by the horn and taking up multiple roles, especially Radhika, who just came to know that she is the timer. To ease your work, probably, I have shared the timer card to you in WhatsApp, so you can use that. Now let's get into the main session for today. All right. Today, we will start. So for the benefit of the guests, let me say what a Toastmaster meeting is. So Toastmasters meeting is where all the members of Toastmasters who are registered with this club in Technopark come together once a week. So we meet on alternate Saturdays and Wednesdays. Saturday is this time, and Wednesday it is during the lunch break, 12 to 1 kind of time. So we get together and we follow a typical Toastmaster meeting format, in which there would be 3 sections mainly. One is a prepared speech where you have certain project or speech guidelines, and each speaker takes up and executes a project in the format that is mandated by Toastmasters. It might be a research-based topic. How do you present a topic in 5 minutes, etc. The second one is table topics, where you are given a topic on the spot and you can talk about anything about it or related to it for 2 minutes. All right, there would be a topics master who would be running it. So this is a practice for your extempore speaking. How do you speak on your feet? Think and speak on your feet. Now, and the final session would be where you get the feedback. How did you do? Are there some blind spots for you? Are there things that you are not aware, but somebody has caught it, etc. So that is how it is divided. Now today we have, because as I said, it's a special meeting, we do not have the prepared speeches session. So we will go into the table topic session. And there is an education session at the beginning. The first education session is about this table topics itself. So I will be doing the table topics education session, and I would guide you on how to handle a table topic session. Now, what are the things that we need to do when we are, I'm trying to share my screen, let me do that, when we want to do table topics. All right. Just let me grab my all right, I hope you can see my screen. All right, thank you. So today's education session is how to ace at extempore speaking, and Radhika, please time it for 15 minutes. You can give me 13, 14 and 15 as a timer cues. Public
yes, Arathi, your time starts now.
Okay, thank you. So you all must have heard what is glossophobia, right? And it is a fear of public speaking. So people say it is the worst fear, maybe next to being dead, but fear of public speaking is supposed to be a very scary thing for all of us, or most of us. But the truth is, I would say, fear of public speaking is there for everybody. Even the seasoned speakers have their own moment when they panic a little. But the difference is, how do they react to it? How do they handle it? And how do they present themselves? So the fear of public speaking can range from very slight nervousness to full-on panic and fear attack. So it all depends on where you are on that spectrum, on that broad spectrum. And what happens when somebody just calls you and asks you to talk? You have your voice, you lose your voice, you have a weak voice, your heart rate increases, you start sweating, you can't think of the words, or if you start, you cannot think of the next sentence to say, or too busy thinking about the next sentence. You tighten up, you forget to smile. So all this seems familiar, right? So when you have to step up in a ad hoc meeting and you're asked to share, what do you think about it? Do you feel that? When you are at your child's school meeting and says, so does any parent have a feedback? Do you hesitate to do that? So all these are small instances where public speaking fear materializes. Now, there are studies that says whether it's younger or older, is there a pattern, female versus male? So if we go on to the symptoms as it, when somebody invites you to speak, what do? You would be the kind of person who would just say, yes, I love to speak. It's very difficult for you to take the mic back away from me because I love hearing my sound. Or you could be on the other side where you come up with excuses to say why you are inconvenienced. You say that you don't like this topic, you don't want to talk about it. Or you actually say, why don't you get somebody else? You are actually passing it on to somebody else. Why don't you get somebody else? I know she will fit the bill. All right. So all these are signs that you are a little scared about, I would say a little anxious about public speaking. And I would say the aim of Toastmasters is to make you realize that this is a reality. Everybody deals with it, but how they deal with it is different. It's very important in this world that you learn to speak up because you will have full control of the situation. Have you ever felt that you had this idea but never expressed it because it was a large crowd and you would have preferred to do it one-on-one? You have lost control there. You have undivided attention during speaking time. So most people may or may not like it, but in this world, in this age of branding, you need that in your career. You need that in your personal life. You need to have a thought of your own and a venue to express it and the ability to do it with grace. And it's also important that you improvise on the run. So the magic of extrovert speaking is you don't know what's going to happen next, but you are fully geared to do that. All right. And that will help you manage the glitches. I hope my slide is also moving along with what I'm saying. Yeah. Now, first tip is do not panic. Everybody has been there. Everybody has a level of panic. You can do it too. And it helps me to say and to compare, saying, okay, if she can do it, I can definitely do better than that. That helps for me. It does not help for everybody. Not everybody is having that kind of, for me, it is a challenge that helps. So whenever it helps, if you think that comparing with something or some instance or even to yourself, you will be able to assess that it is panic and it is all right. Now, when you're asked to speak, you can buy a little time. If you are in a physical meeting, the time you take to get to the stage or to the mic, you're actually cooling yourself down. Buy time. When somebody asks you a question, you can rephrase the question. That is also buying time. You get time to think and smile. It emits confidence to you, and the people who are listening to you will also feel comfortable if the speaker is not jittery. So always smile, and smile gives you a confidence. Even if you're not confident, smiling will send the sense that you're very confident. Now, take a little pause to think about the topic that you have to talk about and start with the first idea that comes to your mind. A long pause is going to make the audience uncomfortable. So start with the first idea that comes to mind. And don't wait for the best idea to come. Definitely the idea will come as and when you are talking. And then when the idea comes up, you can talk about it and so on. Move on, build it slowly. from there. Now, when you have an idea, now I'm going to focus more on how we do table topics. When you have a topic and you pause to get the first idea that comes to your mind, then you express the idea first. Don't wait for a long introduction, keeping the people guessing what you're going to talk about. Don't give a long introduction, state your idea, and then probably you can build up the context. The second idea is a rule of 3. So you can give 3 important points about it. So you say, my best holiday was in Tibet, and I like that because of 3 things. The weather was good, I traveled with my friend, etc. So that way, if you have 2 points in your mind, you can say, I have 2 things to share. And probably if you get more, you can say at the end, okay, I have 2 more, I have further things to add, which are so and so. The other way to keep thinking on your feet is ask the questions. It's called the 6 honest serving men, famously quoted by Rudyard Kipling. Ask the questions what, why, when, how, where, and who. So in your mind, if you ask and have answers for this, you will get a little bit of content to talk about. And then you can pick 1 or 2 of these and start with that, and that will give you an idea. And also this will give you a structure. You say what, why, you slowly progress from one to the other. So your ideas are not going to be haphazard spaghetti style, but you slowly build it, what, why, when, how, etc. So that will also give you a structure. So you can use any of these ideas, and it is not necessary that you have to use it. But these are all tips for you to come up with ideas. And once you have the main content given, then you should know when to stop. So like painting, talking is also, you should know when to stop. All right. Otherwise, it would get boring. So stop fast. Don't ramble on. You don't need a long conclusion because you have spent time doing it. And if possible, have a punch ending. You can have a humorous quote, a funny incident, or maybe a quote. That is all punch ending if you want to leave with an impression. Now, there is something that you can do to prepare in advance. Okay. So some of the things is you can have some of your favorite quotes or famous personalities, themes, general knowledge, etc. It cannot be done now, but it's something that you build on week on week, day on day, that you will have some quotes, you would have some speeches or excerpts from speeches that you can fit into your topic. And sometimes if you do not know what to talk about the topic, you can slowly navigate the conversation into that. Okay, so typically in Malayalam, we say if all you know is about your cow and you've been asked to talk about the coconut tree, then you will start with, I took my cow near the coconut tree, and then and you know only about the coconut tree. I tied my cow to the coconut tree, and the coconut tree is very useful, and you can start building on the coconut tree. So having a framework helps. You have a theme that you can talk about, and you can peg it to something else that you know. The best thing is storytelling. Nothing works like a personal anecdote. Okay, and people remember stories. So if you have something, a personal incident to talk about any topic that you're asked to talk, nothing makes an impression like that. Now, you are already a good speaker. Now you want to be extraordinary, then you can choose to move away from the often traversed path. You can avoid serious or conventional answer. You can do a counter argument. As in, somebody says a topic, you can say that is not right. That is not the way it works. For example, somebody says the early bird catches the worm. Your counter argument is, it's because the worm was also early that it was caught. So it better not be early. So that's a thought behind counter argument. You can use humor, pun, or twist the topic, as in you can give a different interpretation to the topic. So that will all make your speech better, your talking better. And humor pun, everything at your own risk, because you need to know the audience. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it will not work. Now, the most important thing is what I've written there last is keep practicing. There is nothing like practice. The more you do it, the less nervous you will become. And Toastmasters is a venue where you can practice it, fail fast, fail early, but you will improve, definitely improve. And you'll find it as and when you do it more, you will start enjoying it. Now, just to recap, pick a topic, think of one idea, smile. It gives about confidence. Acknowledge the speaker, repeat the topic. That is always to buy time. State your point and build to your point. Connect to the theme, add anecdotes, counter arguments, quote movies, books, stories. Connect to the previous speaker if you want. And if you still don't have anything, just talk about anything. Speak till you see the green signal, especially in table topics, and you can conclude with the same topic, a punchline or a quote. Finally, I repeat, the more you do it, the less nervous you become. The easier you will find it and the more you will enjoy. So there is one quote, anecdote that I would, a story that I would like to quote. So an athlete who's trying for his finals is seen practicing, and somebody goes and asks him, "Are you scared?" Okay. So the athlete thinks, okay, my heart rate is very high. I have a lot of pressure on me. I am sweating. I am really have butterflies in my stomach. So, but he says, I'm not scared. I'm excited. See, it's the same senses. It's the same feeling. But how the athlete looks at us is he says, I'm excited. He does not say scared. So are you excited to do the table topics today? We would like to really see that. Thank you. And that's the end of the session. Thank you. Now, we will now go into the next segment, which is we would try our hands at table topics. And today, we will have 2 sessions of table topics run by 2 different Toastmasters. So the first session would be taken by our ever enthusiastic Toastmaster, our bubbly Toastmaster, Manisha. Manisha is an HR with performatics, and I would invite Manisha to come on stage. And I hope everybody would use this opportunity to speak, including the guest and the seasoned Toastmasters. We probably will start with the Toastmaster so that the guest also understands how to do it. Thank you. And over to you, Manisha.
Thanks, Arathi. I hope my screen is visible, right? I'm sorry. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Manisha.
Okay. So
it went off now.
Yeah, I have just switched it off because
Okay.
because of a technical glitch, it just moved to my first slide.
Okay.
So before I start, for the benefit of guests as well, I would like to give what my specific role would be. So the purpose of a topic master is basically to facilitate the table topics where guests and members will have an opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. So here I will be giving topics. Normally we do call out speakers and ask them to select. So here we are more or less doing a round robin kind of thing. So I encourage everyone to take up the topics. Aarti has given a lot of pointers on how to ace the table topics. So I would request everyone to grab the opportunity and grab the bull by its horn and try it. Okay, so let's get started. Is everyone excited? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, getting started. I've kept the topics fairly very simple. So can someone volunteer for the first topic? Okay, Arunima. This is a fairly simple topic. Mammoomka Mohanlal or Dulkar, Prithviraj, Fahad. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Manisha. It's very difficult to compare the two pictures which you have put up in this for the table topics. Both are favorites for me, I must say. I love seeing movies with all these actors. While Mamuka and Mohanlal were favorites when I was little young, now it has shifted to the newer generation, and I love watching the younger generation movies. If I were to compare the differences between old gen movies and the new gen movies, the old gen movies used to have a moral which was very captivating, and it was mostly like a family movies, whereas the young gen movies now, at some point of time, it felt like we were missing the moral of the story. There were a lot of crime related stories which has come up over the recent past. However, the energy that is being conveyed in the new gen movies is something which would make us stick to the cinema field, even in our busy schedules, even during our busy schedules. I saw the slide initially, and I grabbed the bull by its horn to take the opportunity to go ahead and do this extempore inspired by Arathi. To conclude, I would continue to watch the movies, and I would see. I would hope all of you would love both the generation movies.
Great attempt, Arunima, and a great inspiration for others also to take up their extempore speech. Can we have the next volunteer, please?
Let me speak. Pamita here.
Yes, Pamita.
Yeah.
So your topic is If I Am a Book.
If I am a book,
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. If I am a book, I would like to give the audience or the readers the best creative thought out of it. Whoever reads it. I also love reading books. So the imagination when one reads a book, it varies from one person to another. So I would like to give the best out of it for each person, uniquely for each one, the reader, each reader. Should I talk for 2 minutes or I can stop now? Is it like that?
You have qualified. You can see green on Radhika's, but if you have something more, if you can hang on to red, it would be great.
I don't see where it is red and green. I cannot see.
Okay. Radhika, Manisha, can you stop sharing after you show the topic? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Maybe to conclude, I'm not getting any other points. So to conclude, that's all I have to say is that if I'm a book, again, I want to impress the reader, and I want to ignite the creativity on his or her thoughts. That's what I would like to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful attempt, Pamita.
Thank you.
Okay.
Actually, I started speaking. I thought I can talk on the same topic, the other one, the actors. I was so fascinated by that. I didn't know that I will get a different topic. Anyway, it was fine, no problem.
Okay, Pamita.
Okay.
Moving on, I would request the next volunteer to come up.
Myself.
Okay,
Jafar.
Yeah, Jafar. Just give me a minute. I'm just sharing my screen. Your topic is I wish I were. You can be anything, and you can talk about that.
Okay. I wish I were a mountain. You know what's going on, in our life, we live for some time and then we get aged, and sometimes there is a time that we need to go back, right? But I'm by looking at these mountains, see, that is there for millions of years maybe. So that is the learning we need to get from the nature that is around us. See, what are the characteristics of this mountain? One is, it doesn't care how hard is the rain and how hard is the wind and how tough is to be in front of the sunlight, but it stands on its own for a long time. So as a human being, we have a lot of learnings from it. See what happens in our daily life. See, when we come across small disturbances, a minimum discomfort, we tend to think as if the life has gone wrong. But we should take from these learnings and then be like a mountain. When I say that, see, when a tough situation comes, you have to stand and confront that get the bull by the horns. And similarly, when very tough time comes, that you have to stand with whatever your thought process is, and you have to stand by your words. So these are some of the learnings we get from nature around us, and these are some of the ways that we are given signals from our creator maybe to how to mold ourselves and face this life. Thank you.
Thanks, Jafar. That was really thought-provoking. Something very deep, but yeah, made a lot of sense to me. I could really connect with you. So wonderful attempt, Jafar.
Liju, would you want to try?
All right, let's go for it.
Okay. I'm just sharing my screen. Liju, topic for you is a hobby I enjoy.
All right, just give me a moment. Let me just turn on my video. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
All right. So what was the topic?
A hobby I enjoy.
All right. So a hobby I enjoy is going for long walks. Going for long walks gives me the freedom to explore new areas. I rarely repeat the same path that I take. I take different paths each time, and each path gives me new ideas, new places, new scenarios to see people, to see new landmarks. And I rarely take down notes on the path I take, and it feels like an adventure each time. I keep mixing it up. I like going long distances, and I keep a timer on the farthest I reach so that I have an approximate on how soon I can get back. Those help me in the long walks that I take. And with respect to going on long walks, I have to be very mindful of the provisions I have to take for the journey. If I'm going kilometers and kilometers, I have to make sure that I have water and my phone is charged just in case I lose my path and I have to retrace, and I have Google. There have been times where I've ran out of battery and I don't know where I am, and so I take that as a challenge. I grab the bull by the horns, and then I look at the sun, identify my location, find my direction, and slowly push my way towards home. Thankfully, I'm right now at home. I've never lost my path, thank God. And thank you for this opportunity.
Thanks, Liju. Wonderful attempt for a first time. I think you mentioned you are doing this for the first time. So yes, it's an absolutely wonderful attempt.
Thank you.
Can we have the next volunteer, please? we have, I think Annie is there. For some
Yeah,
reason.
let me take a try.
Okay, okay. So
Can I just ask a doubt, please? What does that green yellow card mean, which Radhika is showing? Does that mean the time is up?
Yes, so ideally 2 minutes is the time allocated for each topic. So 1 minute basically means, you are in the green mark and you have 1 more minute left. If it is the, the orange card, basically, that means you have 30 more seconds by when the red card will come. And red card means within next 30 seconds, you have to wrap the entire speech. So you will be allocated 2 minutes for your speech and you have to ensure you're within that limit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So the topic for you is a childhood adventure.
Okay. All right. So, good morning, all. When I hear of childhood adventure, it's like a torrent of memories which come down, and I'm actually at a loss of words on what to pick. But let me just pick out something which I did with my cousins, and let me take you down the memory lane, and we are struttering down the path of Greenfield in Kottayam, and all of his cousins, we are hammering along in search of something, which I don't remember. Maybe I was 6 or 7, but the memories very fresh. But so we are struttering along. It's a big family, and we are an army of cousins, at least 10-15 of us, and we go in search of something very specific, and I fall into the paddy field in deep deep mud. The entire trip goes down a rescue path because my older cousins just have to pick me and save me from drowning from that mud. And adventure trip turns out to be rather a very sad trip, but thankfully thereafter my elder cousins take good care of me when they go down any muddy path. So not much of an adventure trip, I would say, but something that stays fresh in my memory for even after 30 years, I would say. So thank you.
Thanks, Annie, for sharing that story and sharing your memory. Calling up the next volunteer. I think Pasumai has. Yeah, okay.
I will try. Okay.
Pasumai, the topic for you is what lockdown has taught me.
Thank you, Manisha, for giving me this wonderful topic. Good morning, all of you. And this is my first table topic which I'm attempting. I think I grabbed the bull by the horn with the attempt which I'm making right now. Lockdown initial day was a real challenge for me. Working in this customer support field for quite a few years, I never thought that I could do my existing role professionally very well through work from home. And this was like, I never ever thought that this I could do it successfully. But in the last 1 years, I could find that is one thing. The thing which taught me is nothing is impossible. Wherever there is a will, there is a way, and we should find ourselves to adapt some other alternate ways. That is one thing. And the other aspect is like being at home. I've never been with my children continuously for so many days, where I was able to be spend good time with my daughter and son. And I could also be with them and understand. And for my daughter, most of the days she lost because I was never with her with maid, and I was most of the time on the tours. I could find what is that she had missed. And for my son, I could find that I could, whatever I had lost for my daughter, I could do it for my son. So that is something which really I enjoy. As a mother, I feel that I could do some justification for my second one. And the third one is like this event program was a very good program where I had an association with all of us. And whatever I thought which is beyond my limits, yes, I'm just trying my level best to come out of the boundaries and trying my way out. So that is something which I've learned. I would like to conclude by saying that where there is a will, there is a way, and we all should try to come out of our boundaries. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks, Pasumai. Thanks for the wonderful attempt. I think most of us would be able to relate to what you have mentioned. Overall, a wonderful attempt. That's all from my side in terms of table topics. We will have another set of table topics by Deepthi. But till then, I'm handing it over back to Arathi.
Thank you, Manisha. Well done for choosing very easy topics that could engage the audience. And kudos to all the speakers who attempted to grab the bull by the horn today. Speakers, Arunima, she spoke well about such a nice topic, and she balanced this very well, very diplomatically, did not try to put down one over the other. Very well done. Pamita, appreciate her for speaking in her first Toastmaster meeting ever. And she was a little surprised with the topic, but she did well, trying to cover whatever she could. And Jafar, the comparison to the mountain was awesome, a little bit philosophical, and very well done. Liju, your talks, your long walks was very interesting, and really intrigued by the way that you could find your way back following the sun, which is probably something if we would invite you to take membership in a club and give us a speech on how to do that specifically. And Annie, great listening to your story and your adventures of your childhood. One of the things that I would like to say is, the first tip I said is by time before you start speaking. So one way is to acknowledge the speaker who invited you. So the first thing that you could do is thank Manisha for giving you the opportunity. Thank her for giving you the topic. Repeat the topic. So that will all help into building the context. And smiling, I could see only Manisha smiling. I would encourage everyone to smile when they come on screen and start their topic. It really makes a difference to the way that you talk. So we will let this feedback sink in for a while. Content-wise, everybody did well. They had something to talk about. They were really organized, and they were concluding punches, etc. Especially like the way Liju stopped saying that I have never got lost in my life. You can interpret that in a lot of ways, but I like that punchline. So similarly, see if you have something interesting and attention grabbing to end. Now, we would come back with a later session on a second round of table topics, but for now, we will get into some club business. So this is for all the Toastmasters and the guests who are attending. I would invite our VP Education, Toastmaster Manisha, once again, to share with us the feedback that we have collected from our club members and present it to us with a view of improving the way we do our club business. Over to you, Manisha, and the time for Manisha is 15 minutes.
Thanks, Aarti. I hope the screen is visible.
It is visible.
Okay. So moments of truth, I hope the club members have received a survey which was shared around 3 weeks back. And basically this meeting, we have to present it in front of our area director, which is Arathi. So this basically shows what we try to achieve, what we have done, how we have done, and have we done a good job. So this will cover all of it. So just to start with, what Moments of Truth is all about. So Moments of Truth is, if I have to explain in very simple words, it's basically, how the club functions. It's more of it's more of a customer experience wherein customers are our members. It's more of an experience what they have, and there is a general evaluation that is being conducted, and we find the challenges from that, and we devise action plans based on that. So in terms of Moments of Truth, there are 6 major areas that we normally cover. The first, impression, member orientation, fellowship, variety and communication, program planning and meeting organization, membership strength, and achievement recognition. So what I have, the way I have divided this, the entire slide is, I'll go each topic wherein I will cover what are the questions that were covered in that section of the survey, and from there what were the issues or challenges that were identified, and what are we planning to do, so that it's more of a collective thing that we would also have to do eventually, and rather implement in our club to make it better functioning. So moving on to the first one, which is first impressions. This basically covered the areas around guests. So, it covered basically, guests, were they greeted warmly? Were they given, name tags? So since now we are doing in a virtual setup, are we having a virtual meeting on a very regular basis? And is there a meeting set? Are we having, guests? Are they addressed? Are they getting an opportunity to be addressed? And all those aspects. So there are 6 questions which was rolled out to every member of the club. And based on the survey result, overall the members were happy with the way the club was functioning, or the way the club was doing pertaining to the first impression section. But there were certain areas of improvement that was provided to us, or rather action items, which the club has to work on. So the first one was encouraging the guests to introduce in chat. So what we have seen is, the guests were not given proper opportunity to get it introduced. We have started implementing. You might have seen it from this meeting itself, wherein Arathi had requested the guests to come and introduce themselves. So we have started this, initiative from this meeting onwards. And the second one is, when the guests are joining, the VP membership, going forward would be made aware of the guest list, so that they will make a note of it, and if they are interested, we can connect with them. So all those aspects can be taken care, and these were the 2 improvement areas that was suggested in terms of first impressions. And if we will be doing a great job basically. Moving on to the next section, which is about the membership orientation. So the main areas were about the induction process. Like an employee, it's more of a member induction, assignment of mentors, education programs, reward recognition system, the learning needs assessment, speaker roles assigned. These were the top topics which, where members were asked to assess on. And the challenges or the issues that members brought up was, one is the formal induction was not happening. Whenever a new member was joining, a formal induction process like an employee induction that happens is not happening at this juncture. Members are not being allocated to any of the mentors. That was one of the challenge that we have. The third point is recognition. There is a recognition system which is available in Toastmasters, but the awareness regarding the same has not been done. So the members are not aware of the same. Like in today's meeting, we saw there was shortage of role players, and people had to wear multiple caps, and they were taking up roles. So these are the 4 top challenges that has been identified by the members, and which we also understand that as a new club we are also facing these issues. So the action items for the same is, we are planning to introduce a formal onboarding process wherein, there will be steps that if a member joins at any point of the year, they will still be aware of whatever is happening. They will be given an, kind of background about what Toastmasters is about, and there will be a formal process that will be defined. We will try to get in more mentors. If not within the club, we will also, like our area G is pretty active, we can also connect with them and get some more mentors from outside also. We'll figure out a way, but yes, that is one in our agenda. The third point is shortage of role players, which we have been, kind of contemplating for a long time. We are planning to publish the meeting plan, 1 month in advance, so that members can also plan their meetings and, plan their days or roles also people can take up in advance, so that this issue does not happen and the last minute, switching of roles, finding of role players does not happen. So we hope that once we take these 3 action items, the above the 4 challenges which we are facing will be resolved. Moving on to the next section, which is fellowship, variety, and communication. This is mainly in terms of communication aspects and letting our club activities known by others, and also to know about the area level competitions that and all is happening. So one of the major things were guests being greeted. Is the meetings enjoyable? Are we having educational meetings on a regular basis? Are we having social events? These were the and participation in area, district, and international events. These 6 were the top questions that were asked to every member. And in that, the main challenge, which was brought out by the members were publishing the agendas and the, I'm sorry about, one second. Yeah. So the main challenge that we were getting was regarding the guest aspect. So guests, they were not introduced. So there are 5 action items in under this bucket. So one is we will encourage guests going forward, to talk during the networking time and give us an introduction. We have to plan more social events. We did one on August 14th. It was the Onam meeting that we did last, and we will have more meetings coming up, Christmas, where we can have a major one. We will plan for more and more social events. We have to make meetings more entertaining. It should not be the redundant meeting style. There is a format, definitely, but we will find a way to make it more entertaining. Newsletter is something that we are planning to work on. We have not yet implemented, being a new club. There were a lot of things to be done and accomplished in this short duration. So newsletter definitely is one, which we are planning to do soon, and also ensure that we are having regular meetings on, we are conducting it at a regular interval, so that, the interest is also not lost by the members. Moving on to the next aspect, which is about program planning and meeting organization. This is something which has been addressed a lot of times and which we are putting a serious thought into. So one was regarding the program and agenda being publicized in advance. Members, are they able to carry out all the assignments? Are they able to do the projects and pathways? Does the meeting begin and end on time? Creative table topics and all. In this section, again, members have very rightly pointed out one of the major challenges that we are facing. We are publishing the agendas towards a very last minute, like today's meeting also, it was yesterday night. And yes, it is a big challenge. We are not taking it as a new member, like since we are a new club, I'm not telling that it gives us an excuse, but yes, we are having our own issues, but we will strongly work towards all these issues. So definitely the plan is to publish the meeting plan and the role players list 1 month in advance, so that there is no shortage or dearth of speakers, and also ensure meetings are happening on a regular basis. We will tag a buddy or so to ensure every member is participating. If at all a member is not coming for a meeting, definitely they have to intimate us. It's more of a collective thing. Only then, this club can be successful. It's for personal growth as well. If we are interested, we will definitely succeed in this. So this is the action item which we have planned for this section. Moving on to the next section, which is the membership strength. Couple of areas or couple of pointers that were being discussed. There were club having 20 or more members, and members being retained, promotions in clubs, regular membership program. So here, if I have to say, we don't have much problem in this section because we are a new club, as I told, and the membership renewal has not happened yet. So as of now, members are good to go. We are, we are having the right number of members, and the retention aspect and all has not come in. Promotions within the club organization, we are all doing that. So in this area particularly, we are doing a fairly great job, and kudos to the president and the execom for doing that. So that is really good section where even members promptly said there were no issues. So that is the highlight of this section. Moving on to the next section, which is regarding the achievement recognition. So award applications, this is mainly with regards to individual achievements that the members are making, and we have to submit it to the headquarters. So it shows are we displaying the progress charts, member achievements, is it being recognized with ceremony, are we using DCP for planning purpose and all. So when this section was rolled out for survey, again, it was very rightly pointed out by our members, is that the progress of members are not being displayed much. So ideally what happens is whenever a member is achieving something, we can appreciate them in maybe the coming meeting. So all those things can happen, and at this juncture that is not happening. So we are planning to do that slowly. We have started doing, we have already implemented. One example was Arathi achieving I think level 1, and it was publicized, and we had circulated, but we will make it more formal, maybe bring it in a meeting, and the discussion is still on about that. But yes, that is the plan of doing it and resolving it. That's it from my side. I think I have covered most of MOT. Does anyone have any doubts, any questions to be answered? I think I will pull in Arathi as well. If I'm stuck somewhere, Arathi can also pitch in. Any questions, anything? Okay, I see fairly no questions. So handing it over back to Arathi. Thank you.
Thank you, Manisha. Well done. So first I'll don my cap as the area director and comment on the way that you have organized this very well. You had painstakingly collected all the questions, 6 segments into probably 6 questions each, consolidated it and summarized it. And I think your feedback or the way that you've presented your challenges has been very honest and truly without any fail. You have presented the faults or the improvement areas. I think that's been more honest than you would see in your sprint retro meeting, more honest feedbacks. And definitely that's a good sign, because the club and the Execom members acknowledge it and they want to work on it and improving it. Well done. So with that, I don my cap as the TMOD and then thank both the area director and the VP Education, Manisha, for presenting it. And now let's move on from serious business to a little more casual, back to our table topics, our theme for the day. And for the next segment, we are slightly behind schedule, but I wanted the Moments of Truth to be conducted in full, so I let it continue. So Deepthi, we will probably wind this up by 12:20 so that the evaluator gets time to do a recap. With that, I invite Toastmaster Deepthi to conduct the next session. Deepthi is a quality manager at Suntech, and I'm sure she will do this program with very high quality. Over to you, Deepthi.
Thank you, Arathi. Thank you, and good morning and good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. I am Deepthi Wilson. I'm your second table topic master for the day, so I hope you are all excited. Today, I decided to grab the bulls by the horn and be the table topic master. And so it's your turn to grab the bulls by the horn and attempt on the table topics. Okay, so let's see what is the first topic and who wants to be the first? Bhavna, would you like to be the first? Bhavna, you are there?
Yes, I am here. I was in the hiding, just like how Radhika was holding her green card.
Okay, so this is your topic. If I am a superhero, so would you like to be, which superhero would you like to be?
All right. I would like to be a superwoman because I'm one. And I adorn a lot of roles being a superwoman in probably, or I want to be one. I don't know whether I'm already there. And I'm actually was rushing from somewhere and I'm stuck for the topic, but then it's interesting. And if I had thought about it a bit more, maybe I would have found something more interesting to talk. But then, yeah, superwoman is probably something that I would want to be. And I think I'm on my path to be one, though I would recommend not every woman to be trying to be a superwoman in someone else's eyes, but it's important that you have to be a superwoman in your own eyes, doing things for yourself, finding time for yourself, giving time for things that you love to do, because when you are happy, you give happiness to everybody around you. I'm stuck. Did someone show a green card already? No.
Yes. That's a green card, but you can try if you want to.
I'm sorry, I would like to stop now.
All right. Thank you, Bhavna. Great attempt. And that was a good line of thought. Yeah, I do think, my mother, I feel that she is a superwoman, managing all this time and everything for us. Okay, so who wants to go next? How about, who wants next? Manisha, you want to try? Come on. You were the table topic master today. Or, okay. So the next one is a travel adventure. You want to try? Or
I can give it to
Pamita, do you want to try?
Yeah, Pamita, you can try.
Is Pamita online?
Hello, Pamita?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
A travel adventure.
Yeah, thank you, Deepthi, for this topic. So I had been to Himalayas last week. So it was a really risky and dangerous route. It was completely road trip, Spiti Valley, basically. So completely off-road, completely both sides. You have the Himalayas. The roads are just narrow. You cannot say it is a road. It's just like that. But it was adventurous. At the same time, it was so spectacular and beautiful. I would say that every Indian should go and visit Himachal and the Himalayas. It is such a beautiful place. I have got 5 appointments for this weekend to debrief my trip details from my friends. After seeing my photographs and posts, people are so inspired and motivated to hear the details and visit the place. I am so happy about that, because whatever happiness I received, I am able to share to others, my friends also. It is very, very beautiful. I have been to North India, to Delhi, Agra, and some places, Punjab and all, but to the Himalayas, I'm for the first time, and Himachal, and the people there are very, very good, so lovely, so soft-spoken people, so good from the heart, maybe due to the climate and their living conditions, environment. They are so pure and good, and the place is so beautiful. I cannot explain in few words. You need to experience that. Okay. Yeah, I would wish to go there once again. Because I have still I am in that hangover. It's not completely over. I love that place so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow. I am also going to join that team of people who are going to listen to your story. Please, if you can do a Zoom call, definitely do it. We all will be waiting for that.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, I am so happy to share whatever details I have.
Yay,
Pamita, we should do that. I will help coordinate the team.
Yeah.
And who said
I should appreciate the Apupantadi group. I went along with this group. So that is founder of that group is Sajna Ali. She was working in Technopark. She started this at the age of 29. So I should really appreciate and I really admire her because it's not easy to run such a thing, especially in our state in Kerala, right? So she's running that successfully for past 5-6 years.
Very nice. Definitely. Thank you, Pamita. Let's see one more topic since we are short of time. Let's go for the next topic. Manisha. Okay. If I were a fairy tale person, and which character would I choose to be? Who wants to go next? Who wants to be the last person attempting this? Anybody wants to try? Smita, would you like to try?
Can I? Being the grammarian should be okay, right?
Yeah, you can evaluate yourself also.
So the topic is if I were a fairy tale character, right? Who else? If I have to be a fairy tale character, I would any day choose Cinderella. I would always wish somebody coming at 12 o'clock, take me to the palace, have a ball, get me all dressed, and what more to wish for, right? And the only part I don't like is the phase where I was tortured by my stepmother and stepsisters. Other than that, as a girl, I used to always look forward to getting a nice shoes, getting dressed, go for a ball, and pick my groom from there. And of course, that did not happen. So yes, being Cinderella was one of my fairy tale dream as part of my childhood days. That's it. Green yet.
Yeah, thank you so much, Smita. Thank you for that one. No, not yet time. Oh, not yet time. You still have time. Come on.
A short Cinderella story from me. And of course, one more to add for is having long hair like Rapunzel. Would that do? Okay.
Okay. Should we try for one more, Aarti, or should we?
Yeah, you can. See if any of the guests want to repeat.
Any guests want to try once? Come on. This is your chance. Grab it. Come on. Who wants to go next? Liju, Annie, anyone?
Arunima or Pasumai, do you want to have one more round? Because you're like Mavili for us.
Come on, Pasumai, you can try.
Yeah, I will try.
Pasumai, if you keep your video on only, then I can spotlight you if it's possible.
Yeah, I really wish to, but just now a fight got over between my son and daughter, and I've locked both of them in.
No problem. Okay.
Yeah, I really wish to. Next time, definitely I'll come in video. Yes, Deepti.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, so we'll go next topic.
There is some glitch at my end and I'm not able to share the screen.
No problem. I'll give the topic.
Yeah.
So your topic is if I were a millionaire. Okay. So what would you do if you were a millionaire, Pasumai?
Oh my God. Thanks, Deepti, for the topic. If I were a millionaire, oh my God. That's a dream come true. Yes, everyone would like to become a millionaire. And the first thing which I get to know, I mean, the thought itself to become a millionaire, it's something dream come true and nice to know. Few things always which haunts my mind, like what I would do if I have this. As such, like I used to ponder over it. Yes, but I never thought about this particular one. But anyway, it's a good topic where at least now I can think about it. First thing which I would do is like whatever debts I have, I will sort it out. Second is I like to go for long trips. There are, as Kavita was telling about her trips to Himalaya, I will just ensure that I join some team and I take my friends also with me. I like traveling. That is one of my wish, but it never happened because of many other commitments which I was having. But definitely I'll ensure I will also pick my friends, and I really want to go around the world, enjoy with my friends, and spend money. That is one thing which I would do. So to be very honest, these are the first things, two things which is coming up to my mind right now. One is clearing my debts. Second is like to freak out with my friends, travel around, go around, travel across the world. It's so excited even to think about it. I wish it happens. Now that we got to know about Pamita's trip to Himalaya, I think from our group, from Toastmaster, whoever is interested should join together and make it happen. I wish that happens. That's it from my end. Thank you. Thanks for this topic, Deepthi.
Thank you, Pasamai. Wow, well-structured plan you have over there. Huh? I guess everybody has that plan when they become millionaires. And thank you, Pamita. I think more than we inspired you to become a Toastmaster, you have inspired all of us to become travelers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you all for attempting the table topics with great bravado. And there is a favorite quote of mine which says, small things make perfection, and but perfection isn't a small thing. So hope you will keep remembering this part and keep practicing and achieve that perfection in your speech. Okay, over to you, Aarti. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepthi. A job well done, encouraging everyone to talk and giving topics that are very easy. Thank all the speakers, Bhavna, Pamita, Smita, and Pasumai for coming up. In fact, your topics were so good. Pasumai is as happy as she has already become a millionaire. The thought itself, she is very happy right now. So thanks for spreading that joy. I hope all the speakers today are going to leave this meeting a little more confident about themselves and about attempting table topics or extempo speaking, whether be it in any meeting or in your personal life or in your professional life. So with that, we come to the end of these meetings. But before we wind up, we need to know the feedback, and getting the feedback from a general evaluator, Toastmaster Radhika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arathi. It was a wonderful session. We did have 2 table topic marathons and 2 educational sessions, sandwiched in between. So it became very interesting, and overall, I have the tag team to give me the report. After that, I will come to the general evaluation. So the timer, so that is me again. All the table topic speakers and the educational speakers had managed the time. So Arunima, she's at 1 minute to 20 seconds. Babita at 1 minute 3 seconds. Jafar at 1 minute 55 seconds. Annie at 1 minute 43 seconds. Libu 2 minute 3 seconds. Pasumai 2 minutes 6 seconds. Pasumai was not on camera, that I just noted. And if you are looking at the second table topics, Bhavna 1 minute 3 seconds, Pamita 1 minute 42 seconds, Smita 1 minute 6 seconds, and Pasumai again 2 minutes 2 seconds. Well done. And for the educational speech, Aarti took 13 minutes 50 seconds and Manisha 12 minutes 57 seconds. And what I liked about the whole thing is I can see everyone grab the bull by the horn. And so they try to attempt what they could do. And I will come back to the general evaluation. Now I would pass it on to the R counter and the grammarians. Smita, Toastmaster Smita, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Radhika. A lot of comments for me to everybody. So I would like everybody to take this quite positively and try to incorporate this as a positive feedback and incorporate this into your next speech. Okay. I do hear a disturbance. Can you all go on mute for 1 minute? Not sure from either. Is it just me? Okay. Okay, from Toastmaster Arathi side, the idiom of the day was used twice. Ums, 3 of them during the course of her speeches. Good usages were fail fast, fail early. I love the cow and the coconut tree story which she had given. Butterflies in my stomach. There were many more, but these were the ones that I had noted. Moving on to Table Topics Master, Manisha. Manisha, for your table topics introduction and for your speech together, there were about 8 R's, 3 so's and 5 ums that I counted. Table topic speaker, number 1, Arunima. Good words like captivating were used. I also counted 9 R's. Table topic speaker number 2, Pamita. For if I am a book, I liked the words ignite and creativity. One small change that I wanted to say is a sentence that you used was, that is all I have to say is that. So just keep a watch on that and make it like all I have to say is that, or that is all I have to say with a pause. I also counted 7 R's and 1 so. Moving to Jafar, good words, confront and mold. You had used the idiom of the day once in your speech and like also once. One small comment there is the pronunciation for mountain. I think mountain is a better pronunciation than mountain, where AIN was given more stress on. Annie, sorry, Liju, where the topic was I enjoy. Liju was quite confident. And one thing I noticed was, with respect to going a long walk, I think that sentence can be changed slightly. Annie, down the memory lane was a good usage. I counted 10 R's. And I have not ran out of. I think that has to be I have run out of. Run would have been a better usage there. Pasumai, 3 R's were counted, and you also used the idiom of the day once in your speech. Where there is a will, there is a way. That was a good idiom to bring in. And what else? To the second set, Deepthi had used the idiom of the day twice in her speech. Bhavna, add-on, and a couple of other words too. I noted only add-on. Manisha, nothing more. Pasumai, 2 more R's were counted in your second speech. Overall, everything was done quite well. And I think, Aarti, your tips on how to ace your extempore speech was quite helpful throughout, I would say. That's all from me.
Thank you, Smita. It was very comprehensive. You have covered most of the points that I have added as the general evaluators' feedback. So I would like to conclude the meeting and then give the detailed feedback in the feedback form. And the conduct of the meeting was overall very good. Timekeeping was achieved. Though it was started a couple of minutes late, and then educational sessions, very useful, and even the feedback session from the survey, that was well handled and with a lot of interesting inputs and action plan for the next meetings and how the conduct of this organization. So this Toastmasters Club and how we are going about it in future. So we will have more guests, more interesting fun sessions in the days to come. That is the sense I get from what Manisha had shared. So overall, I would say the meeting was well conducted, well held together by all the role players. We would want more role players instead of the same person doing multiple roles. We would want all the club members to take up the role. I just wanted to add, I attended the Toastmaster meeting at SNR Club last week as a prepared speaker, and they are into their 529th meeting. And the maturity level is really a dream. It was gold standard. And I'm thinking we are not far behind even at our 20th meeting. So hope to reach there soon. You know, we will not take 500 meetings to be there. That is my take on that. Thank you. And over to you, Toastmaster Arathi.
Thank you, Radhika, for summing that up along with your tag team. Thank you so much for that. So I would like to thank everybody who was a part of this meeting for attending this, spending a valuable hour from your busy Saturday and spending time. And I hope that the time you spent here has been well utilized because when you get an opportunity to speak, you should grab it. And that is what we want to make out of every Toastmaster. Never should an opportunity offered to you be refused, be excused, or be passed on to anybody else. Grab it by the horn itself. I would like to add a few things for the guests. I not able to, because of paucity of time, will not be able to ask you to talk again. Thank you for sharing your feedback in the chat. If you would like to continue attending one or more sessions before you become a member, you're free to do that. Please contact Deepthi or me or whoever introduced you to this meeting. Please come back. I hope the feedback, which is the most valuable thing of this meeting, is noted, because there's something that I would like to call out. When you're talking about some story or event that is very passionate and close to your heart, you become so engaged in it that your speech is coming out very, very naturally, and it comes from your heart. For example, when Pamita spoke about the Himalayas, we could feel that emotion because she was totally connected to it. You can contrast it the way that she was trying to say with a book. The same speaker speaks in different tones when the topic is very dear to our heart. Now, that's a tip that you should take when you choose a topic for your speech. Choose a topic that is very dear to you so that you can give your 100% to it. And the grammarian and our counter pointed out lots of tips for us. The ahs and the ums come when we are not very prepared with the topic. So again, connects to that. When you're comfortable with the topic, your ahs and ums and pauses are less. So 2 things to do that is choose a topic that you are comfortable with. Second one is practice. The more you talk at Toastmasters meeting, the better you get. So with that note, I thank everybody who has attended today. If you have any questions, guests or others, we are happy to do that after this meeting, but I formally adjourn this meeting. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.